You may not notice it yet, but something interesting is already happening, isn't it? That shift is just beginning, because the mind, your mind, it already knows what it's like to move effortlessly, doesn't it? Like those times when you just found yourself doing it before you even thought about it. Remember that. And the funny thing is, the more you wonder when that feeling will come back, the more it already begins, doesn't it? Because laziness, isn't it just another way of saying the energy, it's already there, but it's waiting for the right moment, the right direction, the right way to unlock itself. And haven't you noticed, when something truly matters, when it captures you so completely, you just do it, almost before you realise it. So it's not about effort, it's not about force, it's about access. And you already know how to access it, even if you've forgotten for a little while. Because the unconscious mind, it has patterns. And when a pattern is set in motion, it flows. Like the way a river doesn't try to move, it just moves. And you, without trying, without forcing, come into flow again too, can't you? Now, there was a time, wasn't there, when something small became something big. Maybe it was just a little step, an easy thing, but somehow it led to more. And before you knew it, you were already doing it. And you can remember that now, that feeling of being carried into action, like something pulled you forward, like a magnet drawing you in. What's really fascinating is, the moment you stop fighting the idea of effort, the moment you let yourself sink into the truth of movement, because movement is natural, isn't it? That's the moment you start again effortlessly, without hesitation, without resistance. Because isn't it interesting how the moment you stop asking, why bother? The answer, it already begins forming. It's funny, isn't it, how the simple act of beginning, in the smallest way, creates momentum that takes care of the rest. And there's that part of you deep inside that knows exactly what I mean. That part that always felt the shift, already sensed that something is different now, and perhaps it doesn't even know why yet. And that's perfectly fine, because all it takes is one step, and the rest just follows. There's that feeling, the one you thought was laziness. What if it was something else? What if it was just a signal, a message from deep within, not stopping you, not blocking you, but redirecting you? Because the mind is always working for you, even when it seems like it isn't, even when it appears like resistance. Isn't it just a way of saying there's another way, a better way, a way that feels so right, so natural, that you don't even need to try? And you remember times, don't you, when things just happened? When you were so into it that effort disappeared, when time just melted away, and suddenly, without even knowing how, you'd already done it. And it's fascinating, isn't it? That feeling, that ease, that flow, it's already inside you, it never left. It's just been waiting for you to notice. Because the truth is, it's not about making yourself do anything. It's about allowing the right part of you to take over. The part that knows. The part that's always known. The part that moves effortlessly, naturally, just like breathing. Have you ever needed motivation to breathe? Have you ever struggled to blink? No. Because some things happen all by themselves. And action can just be like that, can't it? And maybe you've already begun to wonder, what would it feel like if it were easy? What if the very thing you've been waiting for was already happening? Because you can feel it now, can't you? That shift. The way things start to click. The way a thought becomes a feeling, and a feeling becomes emotion, and emotion becomes a momentum, and suddenly it's already happening. And something inside you knows. It doesn't have to be hard, because when you drop the struggle, when you release the need to push, you discover something incredible. The energy has been there all along, like a river always flowing, just waiting to be tapped into. And that's what's happening now. As you sit here, as you breathe, as your mind absorbs all of this, in ways it doesn't even need to notice yet, something's already changed. And maybe you don't even need to know what it is, because maybe you'll notice later, when suddenly you just started. And maybe, just maybe, you'll smile. Because it was always this easy.